have a slight problem.
I'm really gonna try. Woo, but 2 movements.
Time to become the 2-time champ.
Starting this one off on Saturday, which is not the usual deal, but we are ahead of schedule on the weight cut right now, so we have a refeed day. So we've just been eating a little bit more today. I wanted to share with you what I'm about to have for dinner. We went to Mission Barbecue. Not sure if you have that near you, but it's a pretty solid barbecue spot. I think the prices are a little higher up there, but the thing is, I never usually eat out, so this is one of those things where we hit the 475 squat, we hit the 260 dip, and so I think, you know, this is one of those occasions where I don't normally eat out, but I figure let's get a little celebratory. Let's get a celebratory dinner going. And so let me show you what we got here. Whole chicken. In this one we have brisket and fries. This is looking good. I wanted to prioritize protein, and I felt like the brisket was just not going to be enough, so I decided let's just double down. Let's go chicken and brisket, and so we are about to knock this down. I'll see you all tomorrow. I might run through some of my meal prep and what I'm doing right now, and we might train tomorrow as well, so I'll see y'all. Meal prep for the week. We got chicken that's going in for dinner. This is our lunch, ground beef and rice cauliflower. And for the breakfast, we have red lentil pasta, ground turkey, and eggs. So this will get us through our normal meals for the week. Now let's head over to the gym and get some training in. All right, so this is my first time getting back on the bar since my neck was giving me problems. Not gonna lie, kind of nervous, but let's just start with the dead hang, nice and easy. Okay. We might be okay. Let's see. This is a good sign. The low-key 2 days of rest might have been sufficient. Here's the deal what we got. Today we have chin-up dips, bicep, tricep. So it's gonna be a nice, quick and easy workout. This honestly isn't even the focus that I have for this video. I wanna talk mostly about the improvements and the changes I wanna make with my muscle ups in order for us to be able to achieve 25 kg or higher in this up and coming competition, because I think that's really gonna nicely pad our total. Literally every single kg is gonna count, because with the numbers that I'm trying to hit, it's gonna be big, right? So if we can really start to dial in those smaller details, it makes all the difference. So let's knock out some chin-ups. Really interesting new block that we've gone into, our conjugate block right now. For the 3-week splits, we have like this wave loading thing, so it's gonna be really interesting. I have like 6 sets of chin-ups today. We have triple, double, and then 4 singles. And so we're gonna figure out how to work through this. It's gonna be interesting. We do the same thing with dips, and then the rest is accessories. So let's blow through this and keep moving. Minor setback for a major comeback. What we got? So now that we know we're good, I think, and I know I'm still recovering because neck is not 100%, but definitely good to live. I think the main thing right now is just making sure that we really just take it easy, get the work done, very solid form, and keep moving. This is a double. All right, feeling good. The neck is not a hindrance, so you know what this means. This is the last set of wave number 1. We're going for a top single. It's gonna be at 110 pounds, and then we drop back for wave 2. It's unfortunate that it's always so few and far between, but it's like, when do you run into the people that'll actually... As I mentioned, we gotta leave some motivation every single video, and I thought, what better time to do that? We got Jess here, and so she's gonna drop some motivation as well today. So what I had in mind was this saying that I heard some time ago, which is that the success that you're waiting for is on the other side of the things that you're not doing or that you're refusing to do. And so essentially the idea behind this is that you have to be willing to go through some amount of discomfort to be able to achieve whatever it is that you want to do. So stop slacking off, stop looking for the easy way out, because at the end of the day, if you take the hard route, you're literally going to have an advantage over the rest of your competition. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I totally agree. Something that I usually do is I start my day out with what makes me kind of like the most uncomfortable. So like if I know I have an hour of cardio or I know I have a grueling workout coming up, I wake up and I make my meal, I eat, and I get right to the gym, knock it out.
Sounds good to me. So name of the game is make sure that you take the hard route this week, and you are going to thank yourself that you did it.
Right. But now, as a result, I have a target on my back because everyone now wants to come back and So we have a slight problem. We need to have a serious talk about my muscle ups. So there's honestly no other way to put it, but my muscle ups are extremely mediocre. They need work. We're going to have to fix them, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So the main issue with muscle ups is that regardless of the amount of pulling strength that you have, there's a level of technique that's required to actually complete the movement. And so that's why I can have a 170 pull and then can't consistently even muscle up 20 kg, which is about 44 pounds, right? And so we got to sort that out today. There are several different forms that I've seen for muscle ups of recent that I'm going to try and experiment with today. Interestingly enough, I've hit muscle up PRs with a few different forms. And so right now we have to focus on figuring out what is actually working best for me. So there are a couple different variations today. We're going to mess around with the grip, and we're also going to mess around with the weight placement today and really see what feels good. So this is my normal muscle up form, thumb under, over gripping the bar. So next, I'm going to try with my thumbs above the bar. Didn't feel as good, but also could have just not rested long enough. The main difference about what we just experimented with was whether I had my thumbs over the bar, if you think of like a suicide grip for bench, or thumbs under the bar, which is what I would normally do. And so to my understanding, when you put your thumbs over the bar, you actually are able to recruit a little bit more of your forearm muscles. And so therefore we should have a slightly stronger pull, but also we have to take into account the fact that you do have to get used to differences in forms. And so the next thing that I do want to mess around with as I'm about to add some weight is now going back to the form where weight is in front of my feet rather than in between. So I'll show you both of those. So this is the form that I've been using for the past couple of months. I'm under, weight in between my feet. Now let's switch to weight in front. Okay. What changes is that as the weight gets a little bit heavier, you're able to use a little bit more hip hinge, so we can get a slight kip by using our feet to push the weight forward, and it helps to offset our weight as we're shifting up and above the bar. And so there are some advantages. What I can say is I'm definitely going to commit for at least 2 or 3 weeks to going weight in front of my feet, just to get used to it again and see if it's actually worth me continuing with. Let's go thumb over. So right now, thumb over is just feeling a little bit harder. I think it's gonna take me some time to just do a ton of reps. Body weight with thumbs over to really get used to it. Not really sure if it's most advantageous to me right now, but what I can tell you is that weight in front is gonna be solid. So we have a 10-minute EMOM, we're gonna knock that out, weight in front, see how it goes. Okay, so EMOM is clear. We used 10 pounds today, and I was very happy with the performance. The aim of this EMOM was to have consistent form from the very first to the very last rep, and I do feel like the first rep was fast as well as the last rep was fast. In the middle of it, I did experiment with the thumb over. So far, I'm not very happy with the way that the thumb over grip feels. Even though we're supposed to get a little bit more muscle recruitment, it's still very awkward for me right now, and I don't feel like I have as much control when I'm starting the pull as if I had my thumb underneath the bar, which is giving me some extra grip, I would want to say. At least that's what it feels like right now. The name of the game is to really just perfect and dial in my form anywhere that I can. So we're messing around with weight between the legs as well as weight in front of the legs. I think I was pretty happy in transitioning back to weight in front of my feet, which feels really good right now. So I'm going to continue doing that. I'll commit to that for at least 2-3 weeks and really see if it pays dividends, and then we'll just continue from there. But that's a wrap on muscle ups for today. We're moving on, and so I'm going to see you all on Sunday for my next muscle up session where we'll continue working on this.
Want to become a new version of yourself? You have to let the old one go. You cannot continue to do the same things that the old version of you did and expect a different result. You have to be willing to completely let go of all of the things that made the old version of you, you. The lifestyle, the habits, the actions, the thought patterns, the friends. If those things are standing in the way of change.
Okay, so this is the final day of week 1, and this is where we're going to put everything together for muscle ups. Final thing that I did not mention was the flaring of the elbows. So one thing that you'll notice, at least with me, as I get tired, I start to flare my elbows a little bit more because I'm getting a lot less actual height on my pulls, and so I need to sort of allow for my body to get my body weight over the actual bar in the transition. What I want to focus on is obviously getting the most pull height I possibly can, because as the weight gets heavier, the height in which we're able to pull is going to be a little bit less. Let's see how we can really put everything together today. We're going to be working thumbs under with the weight in front of us, and we're going to see how that fares. like we did with chin-ups at the beginning of this video, we have a wave loading set again for muscle-ups today. So we have the first 3 sets, which is going to be 3, 2, 1 in increasing weight. Then we drop back for top singles that we have in increasing weight again. RP 7 to 8 today, so we're taking it easy for the most part. Pulls are feeling really good right now, so I'm going to try to push it and see what we're able to get from today, and I think it's going to be really good. That felt good. Pulling strength feels excellent today, and grip is on point as well. So feeling really good about those reps. I am going to push a little bit more for set 2 for the double because I think we can handle it, and I want to really see that like we're going in the right direction. Okay, so I know we're sticking with that 7 to 8 today, but I think coach will not be mad at me if I push a little bit with these today. So we're gonna go up to the top single. Gonna be a bit conservative with that top single because once we drop into the 4th, 5th, and 6th single, we get to go even higher. So let's see what we can put together. So I'm rewatching the clip right now, and I'm pretty happy with how 30 pounds moved for the double. I'm really gonna try this time to see if I can tuck my elbows and really push my shoulders, drive my shoulders forward, and see if that gets me where I need to be. Also, I was talking to a friend about some muscle up form stuff. If I can look at muscle ups in terms of 2 movements, so that initial pull, once my head gets to a certain height with respect to the bar, then I need to transition into utilizing my triceps to push myself that rest of the way. So I'm gonna see if I can really feel that out in this next set. We got 35 pounds for the single for the end of wave 1. Earlier on when I had the weight in between my feet like this, when I have to start with that swing, I don't have any sort of grip on the actual weight itself. So the weight can travel at a different speed than I'm in, and then it can change my momentum. Now I'm noticing that my momentum is a little bit more consistent because I have my foot behind the weight already. One foot is guiding the weight as I go down, and so this is a lot smoother. I'm gonna definitely stick with this for a while, and I think that it's gonna pay some dividends very soon. So let's finish week 1 off with our final set of wave loading with a calm 40 pound. Definitely an overshoot, but we do have more in the tank. I know that for sure. Time to wrap this one up. So we had a successful muscle up session over the actual 2 days that we trained muscle ups this week for week 1 of this new conjugate block that we're on. So just to recap, we went over the differences that I'm finding between putting the weight between my feet and in front of my feet. And for the time being, I'm going to continue to keep the weight in front of my feet. It definitely is feeling good. Just need to work on making sure that I'm consciously like cueing in my mind to lock out my knees every single time, because I don't need to bend my knees, but it's just one of those things where instinctively it's kind of happening. Second thing that we're working on too is we spoke about putting the thumbs over or under. I'm gonna stick with thumbs under for the time being. I can't say as yet that I'm getting any actual benefit from thumbs over, even though mechanically I think it is better. We're going to experiment with that a little bit more as we move along, but I don't know if something that I'm gonna commit to just as yet. And then finally, if we can continue to work on tucking in our elbows every single time we pull, we're gonna get a nice snappy pull, push our weight right over the bar as we need to, and we'll have a good rep. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like and share it with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. I think we are now at 400 subscribers, so let's get this push to 500. Let's keep it moving. We got a couple weeks left until we get to this championship. Time to become the 2-time champ. So I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.